That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. It's been a nice 2 weeks break, but we're here for Season 2 of the Everton Career Mode. Okay, in the first season, we won the FA Cup, the Capital One Cup. Yes! Come on! Yes, we have won the freaking Capital One Cup. That's awesome. Get in. And we finished third in the Barclays Premier League. If you haven't watched any of the first season, I recommend that you click the thumbnail right on the screen to check it out. But anyway, guys, we are moving on up. We are going to invest in some players because we need to. Because we are in the Champions League now, guys. And we need to get real. Wow, I couldn't be serious anymore. I had to break the seriousness off. So yeah, we're going to need better players, period, because we're going to go against the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. The list goes on because we're going to go in the Champions League. So let's get straight into this episode, shall we? And let's look at my emails and let's see what the board says about my season expectations. Now, the funniest thing about the board is that they really want me to do the most craziest thing ever. Look, the board is hopeful of a successful season. We look forward to seeing how your leadership and determination can get the best out of our players. We will mostly judge you on your success in the league and have decided that your season objective for the league campaign is to qualify for the Champions Cup. So basically Champions League football once more. If this objective can also be met via a cup competition, then succeeding through that medium but failing your league objective may not be enough to satisfy our criteria. So that's pretty harsh, I'm not going to lie, after what an amazing season we had last year. But they're expecting bigger things, so I'm not going to complain there. But here we go, we'll go on to the transfer budget, and as you can see, we have £21 million to play with. That's probably 2 or 3 really good players, I think. And if you watched the last episode, you know I have my eyes on a few. So let's open up another email and let's see what they want me to do in the Champions League. And as you can see, dear Mac, as your club will be taking part in the Champions Cup, the board will be expecting the following: to reach the semi-final. Okay, first off, that is the most craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. This is our first ever time in the Champions League and they want me to get to the semi-final. Do you know how many teams are in the Champions League that are probably better than us? Let me think. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Galatasaray, Juventus, Manchester United. You know, the list goes on. What a crazy expectation. That is just stupid. I'm sorry, board of directors, but that is just too stupid. Sorry. Anyway, moving on from that stupid email, we get a lovely email which is talking about the Domestic Cup. Now, they would love a cup run and they will be delighted if we reach the final. So right guys, this is what they want me to do. They want me to be a beast in the league, they want me to meet the semi-final in the Champions League, and they want me to be a final in the in the Domestic Cup. Not too hard for me this year, is it? This is going to be a fun season, I can already tell. So anyway, with that being said, let's get straight into the transfer market. As you can see, Inter target Tevez. Now, Tevez at Inter would be nice because that means I don't have to worry about another Argentinian at Man City. But also, that would be quite dangerous come Champions League football time. But we'll continue the play, and the first player I want to get is Lewis Holtby, the young German from Schalke. And I believe that I put in a lovely amount here for my first bid. I believe I put in 9.5 million to see if I can persuade him. Then we go to Roma for Pjanic, and I decide to offer Roma Naismith, and I believe £6 million. And he will be quite a key cog in our centre midfield, I believe. Yeah, there's the 6 million, and we'll submit that offer. And I went looking for John Guidetti, and Barcelona actually got him from Man City last season. So I decided to just put in a nice 5 million bid with Velaros, because I never play Belarus, and I think John Gugetti will be a nice young prospect to have in our squad. So I submit this offer to Barcelona. Now the craziest thing ever, look at that. Chelsea, who were second, who I drew with in the last game of the season last year, look who they're targeting. They're targeting Cavani or Pato to boost their attack. That is so ridiculous, but they do have the money from that lovely Russian billionaire. But anyway, to cut a long story short, look at this. Lewis Holtby is not going to come because that transfer offer was unacceptable. Barca think that the John Gugetti deal was unacceptable, and Roma thought that the Pjanic deal was a bit, well, let's just say it was turd. So basically there's 3 fails, but I decide to sell Martins so I can get some extra money. Now I'm getting rid of the Nigerian beast, praying that I'll actually pick up some extra players. And as you can see, Newcastle come in for 10 million, so I'll be making quite a lot of money coming back to him. So to cut a long story short again, guys, look, John Gugetti, look at that, £8 million I tell Barca I would like him for, and we go into contract details. And as you can see, it is 4 years for 35,000 a week. And as you can see, Holtby is also agreed. Now that was a real big transfer budget, guys, I'm not going to lie. That was actually 11 million. That is quite crazy, but I know he's going to be an absolute beast. And look at this, Roma also agreed terms, and this was also quite a big payout, 10.5 million for Pjanic, but I know he's going to be an absolute beast with Gibson in our centre midfielder. And as you can see, look, Newcastle say, you know what, we'll take that off you. There's Martins, the Nigerian beast is gone, but at least we get some money to spend. And as you can see, look at this, Chelsea also go in the hunt to have talks for Falcao. Now, that is just unbelievable. Now, moving on to cut a long story short of negotiations, look who joins our club, Holtby. We have the young German, I'm excited, and John Gugetti agrees terms with us as well. So Gugetti is here as well. There is our young striker to replace Obafemi Martins, and we actually get a transfer request for Anichebe, and I decide to sell him for 4 million because I don't think he'll make the squad that we are building. And as you can see on the screen as well, Pjanic is joining the club. So there is 3 players that we've bought in already, and I am super excited to get this pre-season on the go. So our first game with the pre-season, we have Pjanic, Gugetti and Holtby playing, and we were against Bayern 04, I think they're called, or Bayer 04 in our first pre-season friendly. And I'm looking forward to this, guys. I'm not going to lie. We've got a couple of new faces. I still think we need to tweak the team a little bit. So I'm giving a couple of players rests. I'm going to be switching it up during the preseason just to see what formation works. And to be quite frank, we've got a few awesome players already, but obviously I need to build in case we get injuries. And as you can see, there is our starting lineup. De Gea, Johnson, Phil Jagielka, Subotic, Baines, Gibson, Pjanic, Adrian, Holtby, Honda, and Gugetti. What a starting lineup. And as we go here, we'll pick up the action, and Baines actually has a shot here that's blocked, and then Pjanic's shot is blocked, and then somehow they try and clear it away, but we keep possession, and Honda here just keeps the ball a little bit. We pass it to Pjanic again, to Honda, he turns, he shoots, hits the bar, and there is Holtby. Holtby on his debut gets a rebound goal. It is a bit cheesy, but he is on the score sheet. And I'll tell you what, guys, that was pretty much like a pinball, all those shots beforehand. And coming from a corner, literally a couple of minutes later, look who rises like a salmon. It is Subotic. What more can you ask for? What an absolute header that was. Here's the replay. Look at that, beating the goalkeeper. And here we go. We have Adrian passing it to Gugetti. And look at that for an effort. He is off celebrating, look, and he does another slide. But what a pass by Adrian, and Gugetti with a nice tasty finish, which was fantastic. And as you can see, we went into half-time with a 3-0 lead. And because we were 3-0 up, I changed it up a bit. I played different defenders, I played different midfielders, and look what happens, we concede in the 56th minute. Now, I'm still trying to tweak this team and make it better, but this is just annoying as well. So look at this, they have a shot, hits the post, but it comes back out, and they get another goal on the 77th minute. But we hold off for the win, which is something I really wanted to do. So I was truly happy with it. But here we go. We have an offer from Stoke for Naismith. And to be quite frank, Naismith's never going to play for us. So I sell him. Stoke agree. We get 3 million in the bank. And what more can you ask for? So here's an interesting thing as well. Honda. Loads of teams went in for Honda. But I wanted to show you one of the biggest amounts paid. And there it is. Bayern Munich. No. Sorry, Bayern. But you are not getting your grips on Honda. So we're going to come straight into the second game, as you can see, and we are against this basically our second friendly of the game of this episode, and we're against FC Ungersberg. If I'm butchering the name, I apologise, but I can tell you now, we started off with a bang. We have Honda on the side. Honda cuts back, he crosses it, and look who's there. Gugetti. Look at that. What an absolute beast in the air as well as on the floor. But look at that. What an absolute header. You know, most other keepers will probably have saved that, but let's just look at that again. It's in the air. Look at that. That is just a great header by the Swede. So, you know, it was too early to tell, and look at that. There's a bit of a sweaty goal scored by them on the 42nd minute. But you know, most of these preseason games, I'm just going to show you the goals because I don't like the preseason that much. So we go into halftime 1-1, and we have a corner, and look at this. Baines whips it in, and Gardner just takes a touch, and then boom, rockets it in the bottom corner on the 76th minute. What a player Craig Gardner is. But, you know, I did more substitutions to, you know, figure out our team, and we concede a goal on the 83rd minute, and look at that. That is a very good finish, I'm not going to lie, right in the top corner, and actually that finishes the game, which is 2-2, which I'm not too happy about, but also, you know, it's pre-season or friendlies, I'm not really that bothered. So guys, thank you for being patient, thank you for waiting. This is season 2. As you can see, we've got a few players in place. I'm looking forward to see where we go this season with the Champions League and seeing if we can try and win the Premier League and even try and win those cups back that we won last season. But guys, don't forget to like this video. A like is always appreciated. And yeah, on the screen now is a jersey. If you've enjoyed it, subscribe by clicking that jersey. And if you want to check out my channel, click the bleep up logo there. Until next Saturday, guys, take care and have a good one.